Everyone wants the world to change. We complain about corrupt leaders, selfish people, social problems, and the endless chaos that fills our lives. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The world won't change, at least not in any meaningful way, until you do. Dostoevsky suggested that if each person took full responsibility for their own flaws, the world would begin to heal. In other words, the first battlefield isn't out there, it's inside of you. Dostoevsky wrote that no one can truly judge another until they recognize their own guilt and potential to make the same mistakes. It's a radical idea. Before you condemn someone else, you need to admit you're not all that different. Their flaws may look different from yours, but they spring from the same human weakness. If people lived by this principle, there'd be less finger-pointing and more accountability. The key is correction. To improve the world, we need to correct mistakes, not just in systems, but in ourselves. Correction comes from learning, and learning requires a mind free of judgment. A judgmental mind is like a locked door. It already believes it has the truth, so nothing new can enter. A mind free of judgment, however, is wide open. It makes predictions, tests them, and adjusts when it's wrong. That's how real learning happens. Learning works in two steps: prediction and correction. First, you predict what will work, and then you find out if you were right. If not, you adjust. It's simple, but most of us sabotage it by clinging to certainty. The desire for certainty is one of the biggest traps we fall into. When you want certainty, you want the illusion of control. You want to say, "I know how this works, I know I'm right." But the moment you think you've found the truth, you stop questioning, stop correcting, and stop learning. That's when delusion begins. The irony is that certainty doesn't exist, not in the way we crave it. We can be confident about things that have already happened, but the future? That's pure uncertainty. You don't know for sure that the sun will rise tomorrow. You believe it will because it always has. But that belief is still faith. Once you absorb that truth, chasing certainty feels pointless. And when you let go of it, judgment naturally fades away. Without judgment clouding your mind, something powerful happens. You become open to endless learning. Every mistake becomes a chance to adjust. Every failure becomes part of your education. Instead of saying, "I already know," you start saying, "Let's see what happens and what I can learn." That mindset is what allows you to improve, and by improving yourself, you create the conditions for the world to improve. Now compare this with a judgmental mindset. Someone convinced they already know what success looks like, or how the world works, dismisses anything that doesn't fit their picture. That's stagnation. Contrast that with a judgment-free mind that welcomes the unexpected and embraces correction. Which mindset do you think creates a better world? The connection between self-improvement and world improvement isn't abstract. When you correct yourself, you become less reactive and more understanding. You stop demanding perfection from others because you recognize you don't have it yourself. That makes you a better partner, a better friend, a better leader. As you improve the small circles around you, those circles ripple outward. The world changes, not because you forced it, but because you changed first. The mistake many of us make is waiting. We wait for the world to become fairer, for others to change, for society to fix itself. But waiting is just another form of judgment, pointing at the world and saying, "You need to be better." Dostoevsky's insight flips this. The starting point isn't them, it's me. If you correct your own errors, you're not just making life better for yourself, you're setting an example. That's how real change spreads. So, if you want to make the world a better place, stop obsessing over things you can't control and start with what you can, yourself. Free your mind of judgment by dropping your desire for certainty. Accept that the future is uncertain, and let that humility open you to constant learning. With every correction, you grow. And with every bit of growth, you contribute to a wiser, kinder world. The world won't change until you do. But once you do, you might be surprised at how much of the world changes with you. If you found this video meaningful and interesting, drop a comment below and share your experience. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might find this content useful. And as always, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.